Welcome to How Many Dudes, a new demo on the channel and a new demo release, I believe, as well. Uh, Developed by Butterscotch Shenanigans, a studio founded by three brothers, Seth, Sam, and Adam Costa, and a team of nine. And they have 8 games under their belt in their studio, and then this is the latest, being How Many Dudes. It's an auto battler, roguelike strategy game where you recruit and manage groups of like dudes, which basically are little guys, and they're all different abilities that automatically fight enemies after you set them up and choose upgrades. And it's sort of a round by round sort of a game where it's, you have waves of enemies and you have to defeat them, and then you have to upgrade afterwards and save your money up, and there's a shop. But we'll get into it. We'll have a bit of fun, go along, and yeah, I've had a couple of runs of this already, so yeah, I've seen sort of the ins and outs of things, and basically want to just try and see how 5 around I can get. So let's just jump into a new run, and we're just going to play the classic level, just so you can get an idea of the whole game and go from there. So we just start out with a regular guy. We're going to be versing 10 toddlers. As the game gets on, the toddlers are actually funny to fight against. It's just a total bloodbath overall. And then yeah, I was hoping to get to a high level. I've done 2 runs already, one on classic, and I got the 39, and then I did the daily dude, and I got to level 99. And so that was quite hard, but I had like a team of like 120 dudes at that point, so a bit different. So I'm not going to go vet Viking dudes again. I think it was good, but I think you need more, and I think it might be a late game play. So the Franken dudes has 150, 20, 10, 50 cleave. So splitting ability, the chance to hit an additional target with each attack. Each 100% cleave is a guaranteed extra hit, which is pretty good. And then the other one is a Warlock. The Warlock dude has made a pact with an evil being. 90% of his damage taken gets stored in his pact, spread out over 4 seconds. And he has a great amount of health. And his running ability is probably better than Franken dudes. I have played this guy a bit, and it is pretty good. But I'm just going to play the Franken dudes and see what he's like, and then if it doesn't work out, then we can always get some other guys as well later on. Alright, and we might just do the easier one for now. Hopefully we don't die straight off the rip, and then we can get into it. And once we go higher and higher, then we can do some actual harder levels as well. Reward, we get another one, and then we found a relic stash, but you can only take one because of my very tiny small hands. So there's leaky heart valve, rotting steak, and jaw implant. Every 3 seconds, any Franken dude with more than 90% HP leaks his excess HP as healing to any other dudes with less than 90, evenly split amongst them. Or your dudes gain 2% attack speed for every undead on your team, up to a maximum of 10%. Or when a Franken dude takes fatal damage, he simply eats a smaller dude to restore himself to full HP and gain 20% toughness for 10 seconds. He will try to eat less useful dudes and cannot eat another dude for 10 seconds. I'm going to choose rotting steak for this one because if I have more Franken dudes, which I think are counted as undead, it'll start stacking. And we'll go the easy one again until we get to sort of a team of maybe like 4 or 5, I think. But you can also just estimate in terms of the round and see how it's played out. And you sort of get a gauge on what enemies are easier than others. So here we get to an option to advertise again. Now, on the daily dude option in terms of rounds, I played the vampire dudes. And you can actually stack a whole bunch of like buffs on them, and I got their DPS up really high, and that was fun. But I'm also thinking of the wizard dudes because undiscovered. I haven't played these guys before, and if I hold over here, you can see the things that I've had on them before, which actually buff my stats quite a lot. And then the paladin, I've had 2 of those, and that was my first ever round I ever played with as well. But the paladin blesses 2 random dudes and reduces the damage taken and redirects it to the paladin dude instead. So he sort of takes it on because he's a higher armored person. But I'm going to go wizard just to play it up and sort of experience some of the characters and what we can play. And we'll do the easy one again. But the next round we'll do the harder one as well and see how we go from there. Damn, that's a big hit at the end. The last hit's always like this super angry attack, and they always come in with a huge like left or right hand hook with the biggest angry aggressive face on them. So we attracted them, so we can only choose one. So I'm gonna probably choose the undead because of that buff we have sitting up the top here with the rotting stake. So I'll choose that one. And then this is the 5th round, and so you can see up the top here, they're sort of numbered for you and named in terms of what you're waiting for. Your consumables, so if any of them die throughout the game, in terms of the round, you can use them, but you can also use them here at this round as well. And so every merchant round, you get a consumable and a consumable at the top and the bottom, and you get 2 relics in the middle. The first consumable of the Dew Juice is free always, and then following on, I think they're about $100. But you earn more and more money, as you can see up here, $506, which is pretty good. Even though the total earnings says 406, I'm guessing that was the previous as well. But smelling salts, dudes who get knocked out during the battle have a 15% chance to instantly recover with 40% HP. Or Franken dudes heal for 2% of their max HP every second, which I think I prefer because I am doing that more Franken dudes in the team. So I'll buy that. Dismiss. Oh, I forgot my free juice. So get, dismiss. And like I said, I was going to try and do the harder level on this one. See how we go from here. Absolutely destroying those duck-sized horses. And then the rats weren't too hard either. We're going to do another Franken dude just because they're good. And you will get certain stats later on as well, where it's like if you put whatever dudes you have at the top of your roster, get like a 30% damage buff. So I'm just going to put them up the top, the Franken dudes, because I am buffing them the most at the moment. And I'm going to play the toddlers because they aren't too damaging and they're pretty good. But yeah, 65's not a lot. Once you get down in your larger levels, you get like 300-400, even all up to 800, and they're really not that hard at all to defeat. But they're kind of fun just to whack out. Okay, new ones. So vampire dudes, which I told you we've had before. We've had the bard and the cleric as well. The bard is like a song, obviously because of the name of bard, but because they inspire 4 random, increasing their damage and run speed by 4% for 4 seconds. It stacks up to 4 times. Really good dude. I had like 20 of these before, and they're a good sort of constant buff to have on the battlefield. And then the other dude is like a pulse at their most injured dude, and it splits evenly among them. But I'm going to choose the bard because the bard's quite good overall. And we're going to do the duck-sized horses. Not too bad at all. But it looks like the wizard throws his fireballs over to other people instead of actually using them close to himself. So claim. I'm going to use bard again. And then you can see up the top here, and then in terms of the knockout report, you can have a look at your unconscious dudes will recover soon. I'm almost sure of it. Now, I'm not too sure about that. I don't know if you don't use your consumable, do they revive after a couple of rounds? Because I've just used the consumable and they just come back to life now. And we're getting to the toddlers again because they're fairly easy. Okay. There's one Franken dude gone, and the wizard is gone by now. And they'll get flying off the bed. Alrighty, back into them. Found a relic stash. Lava pendant, Mobius strip, and false fangs. Fireballs have a 30% chance to bounce on impact and fly towards a new target. Pretty cool. Fireballs can bounce multiple times until they run out of luck. So this is pretty cool if I'm going to run a couple of wizards. I've used Mobius Strip before. It's not too bad. 30% of not being consumed if I use them on the battlefield. And then the False Fangs, when you do attack, they have a 10% chance to heal themselves for 50% of the damage dealt, which is pretty good overall. It's just generic, but I'm gonna. I think overall I should probably choose the False Fangs. My heart really wants to go to the Lava Pendant, but overall for the play of the game, I think we're going to do this one. And then we could consumable overall, which is good. And then we'll play on this one. And you can see up here with a little X, I didn't revive some of my characters. So I'm running on only a few people. But hopefully these guys can kill these 3 goats so we don't lose a level. There we go. And then I'll revive my other guys in a second. Alright, what do we got? The Spartan dudes. Haven't had these guys before. The Spartan dude has a 20% chance to block attacks aimed at nearby dudes. So a blocker, that's pretty cool. Sort of like 300. Or cleric dudes, so we've had those, and the necro dudes. The necro dudes are cool because they summon a skeleton from the depths. And if one's defeated, they'll summon another one after 5 seconds. So you actually get more people on the battlefield than you normally would have in terms of your team. So you can see on the top left here, I should have a total of 9, but if you get this guy, he'll be 10, and then his skeleton will be 11 as well. So you sort of get 2 in 1 with these guys, or even more with them really. If the skelly dude dies, you obviously get more. But I'm going to choose the Spartan dude. I want to see how he acts, how he is. And then we're back here. So we're going to buy the dude juice. Toughness or drops below 50%. He has a 25% chance to heal for 10% of his max HP, which is not too bad. You can also restock here as well, so I'll show you that. And then I get more. I basically can get more consumables, or I can get multiple different relics. So my friend dudes sort of are getting knocked out, so I'm gonna do this one, and then I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna dismiss. I'm going to revive my dudes. I'm gonna go the easier one to see how we can go, I suppose, because my Franken dudes were dying. My wizard dude keeps dying as well, really quickly off the rip. So hopefully there's a buff, or I can get more of those and see what happens entirely throughout the round, because he ain't doing too well. He keep dying. So we'll get one of those, like we said, and then we're going to use this. And then we're gonna do the harder one, I think, on this one. Let's see where we go from there. Okay. Having a bit more luck this time. One wizard dead. I don't think the wizard does real well close combat. And reward. And we'll do another one. Relic stash again. When a Spartan dude blocks an attack, he gains a stacking 2% damage for the rest of the battle. All dudes gain 10% max HP, or wizard dudes gain 30% damage, and they now cast Fireball every 100 feet they run. Okay, so if you run, so if they survive a long time, then this works. But the HP might work best for everyone, I'm thinking. And undiscovered on all 3 of those, so I haven't had those before. And I don't have a revival for these, so hopefully, like I said before, like this saying that they should recover soon, that they'll revive maybe in the next round, but I've never had that, or I've never experienced that, I should say. So let's see. Not doing too bad. My Spartan dude's taking a lot of damage, but as a blocker, I'm guessing that's a given. And we might just do another fireball, I'm guessing. Good, nice, cool. And we'll go to the easier one again. So it hasn't come back, so they haven't been revived yet, so I'm not too sure what the requirements are if there is the option for them to be revived. Claim, I'm gonna do Franken. I found another relic stash. So yeah, like I said before, you get things like this where the dude type at the top of your roster gains 30% damage, or all damage, or this one, which is reduces the price of strange spores by 50%. While under the effects of strange spore, all dudes receive 100% increased healing from all sources, which is actually insane. But there's the spores, they're like the little mushrooms. I have them, but I'm gonna choose the captain's hat. And that's gonna be my Franken dudes. So now they go to 31.2. But say if I had like a bar dude or a Spartan dude, I can click and hold and drag to the top, and he goes from a 20. I think he was a 22 to a 31 now. But because I have more of the Franken dudes, I'm gonna put them up. And then up here, that's the strange spores as well. So that was gonna give me the 100% healing from all sources. And we're gonna fight again. And yeah, so they're not reviving. So yeah, I'm sure that's either just a con or, but a lot of my guys are dying right now. So hopefully we can get through. These Franken dudes should be able to do with the DPS buff overall. Claim. We might get a bar dude so we can get more inspiration. Requiem. When a dude gets knocked out, your bar dudes play a Requiem, each granting 20% toughness of 5 random dudes off for 4 seconds. Or Copper Bolt. Franken dudes gain 100% cleave and 50% damage, but lose 20% attack speed. So the damage would go up. So my damage would be around 46, which wouldn't be too bad. I would lose attack speed. So if my wizard dudes were dying, all my other dudes were dead, by the way, then this would be great. But I need my consumables. So what I'm going to do is just keep restocking and buying my consumables. And then next round, we'll come back in and we'll buy something. So we'll do that, and that gets everyone up, which is great. And we'll do the small one just to get some passive income coming in, and hopefully we can get a bigger team, more money, and then we'll get longer rounds as we go through as well. But yeah, as we see, the results have already come through, and if we get our Franken dudes up, we are hitting for nearly 29 TPS, which is great. But yeah, still doing the easy ones. Okay. These wizard dudes are still having an issue. Obviously, close combat's not where we want to be. Probably wasn't the best decision. But late game, they have a lot of backup, so it's generally not an issue. More Franken dudes. And we'll go back in. Oh, I should have chosen the ducks. The ducks are not hard to kill at all. And I would have loved to have that bouncing fireball that was given to us earlier in the relic stash. That would have been a fun sort of animation to see jump between. We're going to have to do a revival in a second as well. Alrighty, a new person, Samurai Dudes. Every 3 seconds, the Samurai Dude dashes to the lowest HP enemy on the battlefield to help finish them off. 120 health, 25 DPS, 30% run speed, 10% crit. Or we can do Warlock or Knights. So the Knights are taunting enemies, which is great. So the enemies focus their attacks on them, which would be great for our mages, our wizards. And then the Warlock dude, as we talked about before, so it'd be spread over 4 seconds. But I'm going to choose the Knights, I think, just because of the increased health. The DPS isn't too much of a difference between them all. And the run speed is a bit low, but they're more for just as a target so they can get their attacks. And then my wizards should be able to use their fireball buff where it's, if they run 100 feet, the fireball continues. So do that, and we got a reroll as well on the dice, and we're going to revive. Okay, and we're going to use the toddler, so we're up to 250 here. It is a total bloodbath. And we only had one wizard die, which is great. bar dude here, and another relic stash. So all dudes gain 40% cleave would be my go-to here in the hidden daggers. We can also do a reroll because we got that in the previous round. But we also have tuning fork and lava planet, which is what I wanted originally, so I might actually do that one. But then the cleave gives me an increased DPS overall, I believe, or it's an ability in terms of damage anyway. Or due to hear the bard dude's song while already at maximum stacks becomes inspired for 4 seconds, gaining 1% damage and run speed. Inspiration tax stacks up to 20 times. I am going to choose the lava pendant though. My heart was aching for it last time, and we're going to choose it for next time. And so we're going to go again, and we're not going to worry about this dude for now. Until we have a bit more money. I think my guys shouldn't have a problem with this at all. My wizard dudes are. But not too bad. Not too bad at all. Claim reward. Another Spartan dude. Another reroll, which is great. I think we're going to have a look here. So the first restock of the merchant shop is free every time he appears. So whereas previously, or whenever you start a game, it's free the first time that you get it on the round, this one would be every round that the merchant shop comes, he would appear. Or caboose. The dude type at the end of your roster gains 30%. So I want that one. I think that's great. And then I want my consumable. I also want to restock, and I want to buy a consumable. The other ones we would have got is bagpipes. So the knight dude gains 10%. So we only have one of those guys at the moment. Toughness, and the range of his taunt is doubled. Or tower shield increases the block chance of Spartan dudes phalanx by 10%, which is not too bad. We'll get that. We'll get that. We're going to revive. Wizard dude 30% HP is pretty good. I might end up changing that to the Spartan dude, but we'll see. This is a boss fight for the round 20, so I kind of want them higher. But yeah, these are not too bad. Right, we'll see how we go. Okay. Might change it to the bard dudes. They seem to be dying quite quickly. Obviously, it is a boss fight, but at the same time, the bard dudes would be helping us out a lot here. Those Franken dudes really need to get in there and start hitting their damage shots quite accurately on this boss. We can also do a range, and the meteor comes in and then knocks the bloody chicken out of the way. But that gives us room for the wizards to actually shoot their fireballs. I'd rather them not get close, to be honest. So we should get this, hopefully. Oh, so close. Okay, we got there. We got there in the end. So bard dudes, and then we found another relic stash. So this gives us the option that we had before for the Franken dudes. It also gives all dudes receive 10% increased healing from all sources, or when a dude takes fatal damage, he has a 15% chance to survive with 1 HP and become invisible. Great if I have a large number of healers, but I'm going to choose the Cobalt Bolts on this one. Also, I could reroll. Maybe I'll reroll. Okay. All dudes gain 2% damage per unconscious dude, up to a maximum of 20%. Not too bad. 4 skelly dudes appear to assist you at the start of each battle. So we get 4 extra dudes on this one, which is pretty decent. And I believe they're counted as undead, so we have a buff for that as well. When any dude taunts an enemy, he gains 3% of his max HP as temporary health for 3 seconds. This effect can stack and applies to each enemy taunted. I like this, but I think this one is better overall for our games. And we're going to revive everyone. Cool. Oh, not everyone. Only a certain number. Okay. And then we're going to get into the next game. And then you can see there were our dudes there. So they've come into the battle now, which is nice. Still having a problem with our wizards. They definitely prefer being out on the field. And something about this demo that I've played a few rounds now that I understand is I kind of wish that at the start of the round you had like a prepping phase where you could actually move your characters into different spots to where you want them. It wouldn't show you where the enemies are coming from, but it would give you an idea of how you could position your characters. We'll get Bard Dude, and we got a free regular dude. So the regular dudes just have a 113 health, 22.4 DPS, and 20% run speed. They don't have any special abilities or anything like that, but they get a mob mentality, so it gains 2% bonus damage and HP for every additional regular dude. But as you'll see later on, we can actually convert these dudes as well. So I think I'm going to put our bar dudes down the bottom to get our HP because we need them. We're going to revive our other dudes, and then we're going to go the easy one on this one. I think if we keep it our bar dudes with the extra HP, because they help us during the battle, it should be better overall. Which looks like we can see already. Okay, we'll do wizard and another free dude, and we'll go the duck-sized horses. So here we go. Yeah, those wizards are just tanking. Such a bad decision. I think they do well for the range shots, but other than that, nothing anything crazy. We'll do them again. We'll use this because we've got a merchant coming up the next round. Do this one. Whole bunch of fireballs at the start. That's pretty good. Keeps going. Okay, that's the AoE is pretty good. Oh. I suppose what the distance shots of the fireballs makes up in terms of run speed. Bud dude, yep. Another free regular dude. We can restock. We would have a decent amount for another one. When a dude gets knocked out, he creates a burst of toxic gas when he lands, dealing damage equal to 4 times his DPS, to nearby enemies, or reduces the price of bottled lightning, which we haven't come across. I'm gonna do this one. We're gonna restock. We're gonna dude juice this one. We're gonna restock again and buy dude juice again, and we're gonna dismiss. And we've seen this one before as well. Okay. We'll pick up our dudes and we'll go the 61 gooses, or geese is what I think it is. I don't think they're a different animal, but yeah. Alrighty. Fireballs go out. Regular dudes are dying quite actively, quite quickly. And we've defeated them already. Claim reward. We're just going to jump through this. Bard. The scavenger dude arrives. So dude, you've got some really nice relics there. I know where to find more, but it's dangerous to venture into the dudeverse. I'm protected. Let me borrow some relics for 10 rounds and I'll repay you by bringing them back with a bonus relic. How about it? You can part with those relics for a little while, can't you? So if I land my 4 dudes, I get the Great Helm, which helps me with my knight. If I give up 10% of my max HP, I get wizard dudes gain 50% crit damage. In addition, dudes who get caught in a fireball's blast radius now gain 5% damage for 4 seconds. So I think I might choose this one. But just so you know, you can also dismiss, and then you can always click up the top as well if you want to come back into this before the round starts. So I'm going to click this one, and then I'm going to dismiss it. And then I'm going to do the honey badges, but the honey badges have a buff that my knight ignores. I'm going to revive these guys. I'm going to jump in again. Right. Who knows they even last the next 10 rounds for this to ever happen. But, okay, they're all getting buffed. Too bad, not too bad. Too shabby. Alrighty, we'll use the bard again. We'll use the geese. Hopefully we can pump through these guys. The numbers are going down fast. Not looking good for them. Plus, I'd rather use my consumable on more dudes than just, one. I'll use him. So we'll drop him. Kill. Now I only got a few of them up. And we'll use the toddlers. Like you said, later rounds you get quite a lot of them, but those numbers dwindle so fast. It just becomes a total bloodbath. And they explode. Clear. We'll use another bard. And then, so here, the dude whisperer arrives. What shall your dudes become? Dude, you've got a whole crop of regular dudes just hanging out, being all weak and dumb. If you want, I'll train them up real good. Just give me 5 rounds with them and they'll come back different. Check out these openings in my Dude Academy. So we have 4 regular dudes, and so we can train them into any of these we like. And so I'm thinking we do 2 bards and we do 2 Spartans. Thing is, once you click these, you can't reverse it from what I found. And then basically the regular dudes go away. So if you want to keep your regular dudes, just dismiss and continue the round. And then I can't revive these guys, so this is going to be an interesting fight. Ooh, it's going to be a close one, I think. I need to survive till I reach a merchant round, really. Unless I heal them up, I suppose. Heal them up. Claim reward. Give me another Spartan dude. I need the consumables. I'm restocking. I just need to get as many consumables, really. Dismiss. And then we need to get these guys all the way back up. And then we're going to do... I think we'll try the Cougars and the Feral Hogs. See how we go from there. Alrighty. A lot of our dieds are dying quick off the mark. Ugh. Oh, wiped out 6 wizards already. This is bloody terrible. Strength dudes are doing well though. So, holding the team up. Claim reward. Let's get another knight in here, another free dude. We found a relic stash again. So wizard dudes gain 30% damage, and they now cast a fireball every 100 feet they run. So that's the one I would have had before. I had the jaw implant in the shop. So that's why it says undiscovered. When casting a fireball, the wizard dude has a 25% chance to cast an additional fireball. This effect can chain off itself. So this is alright, but I only have 1 Franken dude, and I have 2 consumables left. And my guys get attacked pretty quick on. My Franken dude takes fatal damage. You can simply eat it. I'm gonna re-roll. All dudes per unconscious. Reduces the price of Pocket Dice by 50%, and Pocket Dice has a 50% chance to not be consumed when used. This is actually pretty decent. And I'm going to choose this one. Bottle Lightning, I've got that one as well, and I revive that as well. Okay, I'm going to do the rats. Let's see. Those wizard dudes are just dying so quickly off the mark. Those health stats are just crazy on the left. Alrighty. Maybe we'll get another merchant round soon. Undead. Okay, we got some spores and stuff. Cool. I've got 2 more fights, and then I've got my dudes coming back, and then I've got the merchant shop. So I'm just gonna play with the ducks, I think. Full health, not too bad. Okay. My bards are dying. Oh, health regen. Health regen. Not too bad, not too bad. Cool. The bards were coming in clutch there with my health regens. So healing done. These are my guys just regenerating themselves. My bard dudes are doing 39, so that's just on their buffs. Damage taken, they're taking the damage as well. I think I'll take my Spartan dude. I have 19 dudes left, so I'm going to do the easier one. There's my Skelly dude still coming through. I just need to survive this one. Then I get my new dudes back. Then I get the shop as well. And then I can revive everyone. Even though I really just want to sell all my wizards and just get something else, because I feel like they're the ones letting my team down. So I get this back. Cool. And we're going to okay, so I've got to do this round, and then I get the merchant. So this is going to be interesting. So we'll do this. We're also going to hit lightning. And we're going to go from there. Normally I wouldn't, but I want to get through this round. If I can get some consumables, then I shouldn't have an issue. Claim. Franken dude. Consumables, which is great. What's this? All dudes gain temporary health equal to 5% of the max HP for every 3 seconds. This temporary health lasts for 5 seconds. Increases the block chance of the Spartan dude's phalanx by 10%. Not too bad. Do like this. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy the consumable. I'm going to restock, buy that. Bonfire. Dudes gain 1% max HP for every dude of the same family on your team, up to a maximum of 20%. Or the knight dude gains 10% toughness and can no longer be thrown by enemies, which is pretty badass, to be honest. To be honest, get everyone up. Good. And then we'll use this one. See how we go. I need like a health buff or something for those wizards, but I need them on my bard dude more than the others, I think. Okay, claim reward. Knight dude. Bard. Run speed. 4 MZs, that's fine. Okay, cool. Got my bonus relic back, that's fine. Get them up. I think the only person not up is a Franken dude. I will get the rats. See how we go from there. Round 36. Getting up closer to my highest record on this classic. Claim reward. Spartan dude, consumable. Do the easier one. Though the problem is, once you get these horses down to 30%, they go into a rage mode where they start kicking all you guys away, and they trample everyone. So you'll see that quite soon. There we go. There's one there. But hopefully we should be fine here completely. Alrighty. Last one. There we go. Claim reward. We'll use another knight. Can't revive. That's fine. Well, not really fine, because I think we're going to die on the boss level in 2 rounds time, because I don't have any consumables, and a lot of my guys are dying straight off the rip, especially in these last couple of rounds. Oh, there we go. Here's the last one. And reward, Spandu. This one is interesting. So this is the business dude arrives. Dude, you've got a sweet pile of cash there. Lucky for you, I got a business opportunity that's totally legal. What type of business, you ask? Money. That's what. I can double your investment in just 13 rounds. What do you say, friendo? Want to make some money? So you got the coward package and the baller package. Never clicked on any of them. Now, I probably should just do it. I don't think we're going to survive, so probably won't do it in this video. But for me, doubling your investment doesn't sound worth it in 13 rounds, and I'm going to lose that money, and it's going to come back in $1,500 or, you know, $700, give or take, in 13 rounds, which is quite a long time. So usually I've been dismissing this quite lately. I think if it was either a smaller amount of time, or it was a big amount of money, or there was a percentage of interest or something on it, then I would be interested. All right, we'll do the goats, and we'll hit the fire. We'll hit the meteor. See how that goes, and then we'll use the lightning, and we'll see how we go from there. Well, these goats are screwing me over, I think. I don't think... Well, we might get there. We might get there. Oh, so close. So close. Another night, dude. Alrighty, we're back to the beginning. Okay. So I've had the Spartan dude. Dudes gain 1% XP. Every dude on the same family on your team, up to 20%. So I think I'll buy this one. Probably a bad decision. Restock, dude juice, restock, dude juice. Can't do it again. We're going to get all our dudes back up, except for 4 of them, unfortunately. Hopefully we survive, I suppose. This is going to be interesting. all I can do is watch and wait. Oh, the numbers are going down on the enemies, but so are the numbers on my guys. They're going right down. Oh, it's hard to watch. And it's not looking good. Not looking good. My freaking dudes are... Oh, nope. They were overhealing. But they're not going to survive. This looks like it's the end, guys. It's done. It's over. Round 40. We ran out of dudes. Yes. It's a view, and then this is what our round stats are. View collectibles. So discovered. We got a few more, which is not too bad. No silver stars, no gold stars. But I think if you progress longer and longer, you'd get more and more. So yeah, that was how many dudes. How'd you rate it? How do you like the game? Could you see yourself playing this? I think it's a great game overall. I would have a lot of fun just sitting there and running different builds. I like playing roguelikes, and I like playing games in terms of sort of similar style to Megabonk. But yeah, I think you'll find me wishlisting this game and playing it later on as well. Love the whole overall style of game. I like the visuals, and I'm liking the different sort of setups you can run as well. And sort of would love to see a leaderboard stat coming in there as well for multiple people, sort of have that competitive edge. But thanks again to Butterscotch Shenanigans for the game. I'm keen to see a full release soon. And yeah, great game overall. Major props to you. Major props to them. So yeah, hope you guys liked the video, and hopefully you'll come back to Demo Haven, where we showcase our demos and try and give a spotlight to small games that may not see the spotlight. I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I'll see you around next time. Goodbye now.